That's funny. YouTube, back at it again with another one, family. There we have 1 pound of sea scallops, fresh sea scallops, right? Now, to a pot, we add 2 cups of water to start off the risotto style rice. Now, some people buy risotto, and that's absolutely fine, but you don't necessarily have to buy risotto to make a risotto style rice. And at the end of this, you're gonna see, like, you pretty much can't even tell the difference at all. Right, so, just getting our water together. 4 half cups equals 2 cups. So now as our water begins to boil, comes to a rolling boil, we add about a teaspoon of salt. You don't need much salt because other things are gonna go into this rice. So just take it easy on the salt. Now we have 1 cup of parboiled rice, right? You could buy any brand you choose. And I use this particular rice because you could boil it for hours and it'll come out perfectly fine. So this is a good rice to use for this particular recipe. Now we add a little olive oil to another pot. And then we add in 10 ounces of sliced white mushrooms. Salt on it to draw that moisture out so that we could caramelize these mushrooms and make them beautiful. Now, you always want to caramelize things. Caramelization brings out a lot of depth in the flavor, so the flavor is more pronounced. You could take one of these white mushrooms and just eat it regularly, but where's the fun in that?
Many minutes later.
Now, as you can see, after some time, about 20 to 30 minutes or so, you see the depth of that color, that caramelization, that sweetness that we brought out, the water that drew out from the mushrooms. Look at that, man. It's not as dark as I would like to be, but that's just, so you can see the transition. Now here we have some asparagus tips, some spears, excuse me. And normally you flex the asparagus and then wherever it bends, that's where you cut it from, cut off the fibrous ends. That part that you really kind of don't want to eat, but usually I just go up about a quarter of the way and just cut everything off. I don't really have time to do all of that, right? So now we have another hot pan that we add about 3 cups of water to. And this is what we begin the blanching process for the asparagus, right? Normally, I would salt the water, but I don't really like too much salt with the asparagus, right? So I just put a little bit of salt to the water and then let that water come up to a boil, right? And after that, take it, drain it off, put it in the ice bath, let it cool off, keep the color, and then we do whatever we like to do with it after that. Here we have a hot pan. As you can see, the wisps of smoke coming off of it. Add a little olive oil. Now again, this is another video I could be honest and say I put a little too much olive oil, but that's fine. Absolutely fine. And the butter for the flavor, and so it's not to burn, right? Get that together. Let those 2 things work their magic. Be friendly. Now we add in our scallops or scallops, as some people like to say, right? Now this is about a medium-high heat. You don't want to cook it too high because it'll burn and you're not gonna have a good time. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not putting it directly in the oil because I put a little bit too much, so it's kind of unnecessary, but we're working with it.
A few moments later.
So after about 3 to 4 minutes on one side, we flip it. And we have it, man. Look at that. That's pretty, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When you cook your scallops like this, they come out exceptional. It doesn't take long to cook them. 7 minutes or 7 minutes in total. 3 minutes on one side, 4 on the other. Now, here we have our rice. Do you see the volume? It looks like 3 cups of rice in there. It's that same 1 cup. You could cook that rice forever and it'll come out beautiful every single time. Parboiled rice. Remember that, people. Now to the rice we add some thyme that I've dried out in my kitchen. About 4 ounces of cream cheese. See, 3 tablespoons of butter, because risotto is a creamier style. You know, it's very creamy. That's the purpose of it. You know what I mean? So we want to put enough things in here, like just enough of what we need to put in here to make it as rich as it should be. All right, so you know, my go-to is always a fork. Love a fork. It gives me good control, nice separation on things when I need it, you know, gets to the bottom of things, you know. Utilize your tools, man. You don't have to use a fork, but I really prefer a fork, 9 times out of 10. And now we whipping, man. Getting everything incorporated. And now to this, we add caramelized mushrooms, man. Just dump it straight in there, man. It's a party, man. Alright, and we get it all when we get it all out of the pot, you know, we begin the whip process all over again. Make sure everything is thoroughly incorporated. Okay, don't be scared of it. Don't be afraid of it. You want to have it all throughout, not just on the top or on the side. You want to have everything incorporated as evenly as possible. All right, so cover the lid, turn the flame down, and then in about 5 to 10 minutes, you know, this is the end result, man. Look at that. How would you not be happy with that? Right. Now we add our asparagus and our scallops. Now, mind you, I did make a garlic butter sauce to go on this, but like I mentioned in the shrimp scampi video, you have to pay attention to it, and I kind of took my eyes off it and it burned, so sorry folks, it didn't make it to the final cut. But here we have it, man. Mushroom risotto, scallops and asparagus, man. You know, it's the final plate. Yeah.
Fuck you know this? How? Hold on, bro. How? How you? I'm saying how? Like, talk to me, bro.